According to research published in Psychological Science, motivation spikes when we imagine a better future. But that mental high drops off sharply when it's time to do the boring, consistent work. The brain prefers novelty, not repetition. That's why you might set 10 new goals in a notebook and never follow through on one. The planning felt productive, the dreaming felt powerful, but feelings are deceptive. You don't need more ambition, you need more structure. Step 1. Identify the loop you're caught in. Habits are loops. Cue, action, reward. Every time you do something automatically, check your phone when you're bored, open Netflix when you're tired, scroll instead of starting your project, you're completing a loop. Your brain loves this. It requires no effort, no thinking. That loop is powered by something deeper, dopamine. A study from the National Institutes of Health explains that dopamine isn't released just when we get a reward. It spikes in anticipation of it. That's why you reach for the bad habit before you even realize what you're doing. So first, identify the loop. Pick one. What do you do when you're stressed? What's your go-to escape when you're avoiding work? What do you do the moment you wake up without thinking? Write it down. Don't judge it. Just name it. Awareness comes first. Step 2. Replace the loop. Don't remove it. This is where most people mess up. They try to stop the bad habit. No more social media. No more junk food. No more video games. But the brain doesn't respond well to removal. It needs a new pathway. A new behavior that satisfies the same emotional need. Let's say you scroll TikTok because you're overwhelmed. Cutting it off cold might leave a void, which increases your anxiety, which drives you right back into the loop. Instead, replace it. Next time the urge hits, open a blank notes app and write one sentence about how you're feeling. Or walk to the kitchen and drink water. Or do one push-up. It's not about being perfect. It's about interrupting the loop. Even a 2-second pause can rewire the cycle. This is backed by studies from the University of Cambridge, which showed that habit replacement, not elimination, is far more effective in long-term change, especially when stress is involved. Step 3. Reduce friction for the good habits. You already know what you should be doing, but the reason you don't do it is friction. Friction is the invisible resistance that makes something feel harder than it is. If your workout clothes are in your closet, you won't go. If your notes are disorganized, you won't write. If your study space is cluttered, you won't start. A 2006 study from Stanford University showed that behavior is driven not by motivation alone, but by the interaction of motivation, ability, and prompts. The easier something is, the more likely it is to happen, even if you're not feeling motivated. So simplify. Keep your workspace clean. Preload your tabs the night before. Use alarms, visual cues, or even sticky notes. Make the right habit easier to start than the wrong one. Step 4. Start with ridiculously small wins. Your brain wants to win. Even tiny wins create momentum. Dr. BJ Fogg, the author of Tiny Habits, found that starting with absurdly small actions, like flossing one tooth or writing one sentence, leads to consistent behavior far more effectively than trying to overhaul your life overnight. Why? Because it feels safe, achievable, and it builds identity. Each time you show up, even for 30 seconds, you're sending a signal to your brain. This is who I am now. You don't need a full routine. You need evidence. Proof that you can be consistent with something. So pick one thing and shrink it. Want to read more? Read one paragraph. Want to work out? Do 5 squats. Want to build a side hustle? Open the file. Make it too small to fail. Step 5. Rebuild your identity. One habit at a time. Your habits shape your identity more than your goals do. If you keep saying you're going to be successful, but your daily habits are disorganized, reactive, and chaotic, your subconscious starts calling your bluff. Change that. James Clear, in Atomic Habits, explains that the most powerful form of motivation isn't chasing outcomes. It's becoming the kind of person who does the things that lead to those outcomes. So don't focus on getting rich. Focus on becoming the kind of person who manages their time, saves money, and learns new skills. Don't focus on being productive. Focus on becoming someone who starts, finishes, and shows up. Your identity is built through repetition, not belief. Step 6. Understand the emotional payoff behind every bad habit. Every bad habit exists for a reason. It gives you something, even if that something is toxic comfort. Doom scrolling gives you distraction. Junk food gives you relief. Procrastination gives you escape. You need to ask yourself, what is this habit protecting me from? Often, the root is fear. Fear of failure. Fear of not being good enough. Fear of facing how far you are from where you want to be. A 2010 study in the Journal of Consumer Research found that people with high aspirations are more likely to indulge in self-sabotaging habits under stress. The bigger your ambition, the more pressure you feel, and the more likely you are to seek comfort. So the next time you fall into an old loop, don't beat yourself up. Get curious. Ask, what pain am I avoiding right now? And then face it, gently, without judgment. Awareness is the first step toward control. Step 7. Make your environment match your future. You can't out-discipline your environment. Your phone, your desk, your room, your browser, these are all cues. They either pull you toward your future or trap you in your past. Research from Duke University showed that nearly 40% of our daily actions are not conscious decisions, but habits triggered by environmental cues. So design your space like someone who respects their goals. Remove the distractions you always fall into. Leave visual reminders of what you're working toward. Build barriers to bad habits, like uninstalling apps, using blockers, or setting time limits. Small changes in your environment create big changes in behavior. Step 8. Accept that change feels boring at first. Real growth is quiet. It's not aesthetic. It's not Instagrammable. It's waking up early even when it doesn't feel exciting. It's journaling even when you don't have anything profound to say. It's choosing the better option 100 times before it starts to feel natural. This is where most ambitious people fail. Not because they don't have vision, but because they expect it to feel amazing all the time. It won't. Progress feels boring before it feels rewarding. Stay with it anyway. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to unlearn the habits that are burying the person you already are. You already have ambition. Now build the systems, the habits, and the self-respect to let it breathe. Break the loop. Replace the escape. Build the identity. And let your actions finally match your ambition.